To do that, I have created these concepts of what I call the four-dimensional aspects of aging and the six pillars of rejuvenation. And the four-dimensional aspect of aging is really just what's happening as we age, and then the six pillars of rejuvenation is how I categorize the various treatments that we can do to help with this darn aging process. All right, so let's jump into that and let's talk about this four-dimensional aspect of aging. So what I mean by that is that, like I said, we age four-dimensionally. From a three-dimensional standpoint, we age from the bone all the way out to the skin. So someone often will come in and see me and they'll be pointing out various things that are bothering them, mostly superficial. So they're looking at more of a two-dimensional aspect of aging, but I'm really thinking about, well, what's going on from the bone all the way out to the skin? And then also that fourth dimension, like I mentioned. Firstly, we have the bone, which is aging. For instance, the openings of the eyes get bigger, the jaw angle flattens, the ramus of the jaw narrows and thins. So this is all happening as we age. The next layer out is the deep fat pads, and these also age and as we get older. And what happens with them is they atrophy, they thin. So we've got the bone thinning, we've got the deep fat pads thinning. The next layer is the muscle and connective tissue layer. In certain areas, that can actually thicken as we age, and that can lead to more dynamic lines and wrinkles in certain areas. And in other areas, such as the mid-face and the submental region, kind of below the chin here, those muscles can actually thin and result in sagging of the tissue. The next layer out from there is the superficial fatty layer, and it too can thin as we age, and that can affect the texture of the skin. And then lastly, we have the skin itself, which is composed of the dermis, and then lastly, the epidermis. And that's all going to reflect in a more aged look. So when we add all this together, we're often going to see the tissue that's going to fall in, down, and forward, and that's a result of that volume loss, and then we're going to get more of those superficial changes too. Now, that's a three-dimensional way of looking at aging, but I said we age in a four-dimensional manner. So what is that? Why do I say we age in a four-dimensional manner? Well, that's because we're aging on the cellular level. And the cellular level could, of course, it's in this area that we're mostly looking at, but it's actually the cells of our entire body. And because we're aging at a cellular level, and because all the cells in our body are aging, that also means that the cells that make our hormones are aging too. And that's going to reflect in actually what's causing this aging process. So the changes in our hormones are actually what's causing that three-dimensional aspect of aging that I just discussed. So we like to consider that too. That takes me to the six pillars of rejuvenation.